Hello my brothers and sisters in nerdiness, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video we're painting this chappie from House Delaque from Games Workshop's Necromunda. We've already given him a black priming, and then we've given him a dry brush with ash grey, and then over the ash grey, once that's dry, we give him a lighter dry brush with matte white. This will provide the basis for, or base coat for the speed paints to go over, because that's what we're going to be using again in these videos. I do like this method of painting. Gravelord Grey is what we're going to be going over it with at this point, and this will be going over in two coats. I want this to look black. Now, as I said in my previous video, I don't tend to do any planning on how I want to paint my minis. I don't do anything like that. What I have been doing with these Necromunda minis is I have been looking at the pictures to give myself a feeling for how they look. You know, get myself, get the vibe of the houses as I've been using them, and doing my own version. So yes, I like the old black bits with these. They remind me of a cross between the Borg from Star Trek, the Harkonnens from Dune, and Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies. But without the pins, obviously. So I'm going to do them with the long black coat and collar and whatever, and then make my own colour ranges up. So High Lord Blue we're going to be using next, and this will be mixed in with the Gravelord Grey. Made the mistake of actually mixing it all together because I wanted some of the Gravelord Grey, and had to put some more out. Ah well, never mind. So with this we're going to go over any parts that we feel like, really. As I said, no rhyme or reason on what I'm doing. I'm just painting what I feel like. So I'm painting the guns this colour, and that tube that's coming down from the respirator to the oxygen tank. I don't know what it is down on his hip. But yeah, that's that done. Crusader skin now, just to go over on the skin tone areas. This is going to act like not just a base coat, but also a wash as well. It's like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. You know, you buy one, you get one free. Well, I'm giving it a base coat, and it's also getting a wash as well. So this speed paint goes really nicely over or into the recesses to give that depth. So we may as well use it for something. Next, we're going to be using what we're going to be using next. Oh yes, Fire Giant Orange. Now we don't want a lot of this, so I'm just going to take some that's spilt over the nozzle, and we're just painting this part on the tank there. That's it, that's all we need for that. Was that red? Yes, blood red. Blood red. This is the part where I needed some more Gravelord Grey, but I couldn't use it because I'd mixed it in with the blue, so I'm going to mix a little drop in there. And again, we only need this for a very small part, but because it's very watery, very liquidy, it comes out in with a bit more oomph than than you want, really. So one of those things, unfortunately. Rough Iron next. Now the first of our metallic colours, and I want to thank Army Painter for sending me out the metallic colours set as a review copy. They didn't pay me for this, they sent it me free of charge. No money changed hands. I just got a nice paint sets to review. I've done the review on them. I did the unboxing, so if you'd like to go and look at that, just look at some of my past videos. It's only been recently, but whenever you see the Army Painter logo come up on screen, you'll know that that is one of the paints from that paint set, and I'm very happy to use them. And I really enjoy using them. They're a really nice paint. So there we are. So that's Rough Iron in a few places, just as a base coat for future metallic colours to go over. Next up, we have Pallid Bone. Yes, Pallid Bone. This is another very small area. Just that skull on the cane. That's it. That's all we needed it for. But it just comes out so quickly. One of those things. Night Scales. This is one of the aforementioned paints from the set. As you can see, the Emma Painter logo up at the top left hand corner. So just to mirror what we did earlier, the black and the blue, we're doing the same again with these colours, and we're doing metallic variants on this respirator thing by his chin. Don't know what it is, don't care what it is. These metallic areas on his head, implants or whatnot. We have this skull that's on his stomach. Going back to the metallic areas once more because they didn't come up very well. There we go. And anywhere else we can think of. Oh yes, this little canister on his back that we did the orange on earlier. We'll do the rest of it in this blue-black mix. And we'll do the snake. What the heck, might as well. It's the... Be rude not to. And we can add some highlights to this snake that is on his holster. I do quite like the imagery on this house. And we'll also do the night. What was it? I can't remember. Night Lords, was it? So I can't remember what it is. We'll also do it on his cane as well as the main body of this cane. Oh dear. So going back into blue. We'll just touch up on this snake. It's still looking a bit brown, I think, from the rough iron. Now let's go back into the rough iron and just paint all over the base. Now if you've not seen any of the videos that I've done before, this is how I've done all the bases for Necromunda. I've done every single one of them exactly the same. What I really should have done was paint them first before I glued anything on, but never mind. Bit of a camera wobble there. And that's what we've got so far. So let it dry, give it a gloss varnish, give it a matte varnish, and this is how it looks. We're ready to apply second coats. Those patches on the back, I'm seeing it as though it's like built-in body armour kind of thing. You know, the type of thing that you get inside what you call it, a motorbike jacket. So I'll get the Gravelord Grey once more and do exactly the same again with it. It gives it a much darker colour. It makes it much deeper, much more into the black, but has that 3D, not 3D, it still holds the contrast, still has the same textures or same abilities of the speed paints, just a little darker. So again, we'll cover all of these areas in grey. They were the areas that I was talking about before with like built-in armour panels. At least that's what I'm thinking it is. I may be wrong, may be right, I don't care. But yeah, my minis. All the Necromunda minis, all of these Necromunda minis were provided by Andy from Wigan Wargames and Roleplaying Group. We meet in Pemberton at the Masonic Hall on Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock. So if you live around the Wigan area and you'd like to pop in at some point to see what we're about and have a chat with us and hopefully become a member, feel free. We're happy to see you. Next we have Elvenar. Not used this one before. Oh dear. So this one, once again, we're going to be adding to the blue areas that we've already painted, just to give it that much more of a blue shine to it. Because it was looking more grey than blue, unfortunately. So we're just adding that just to make it look a bit more blue. Also add it to the butt of the gun, because, you know, it gives it just that little something extra. And then we'll go over the, do we go over the head parts again with this? Yes, we do. We're doing so there. Just to make it look blue. Again, once it dried, as I say, it still looks a little bit grey. So there we go. I must admit, I really do like these paints. Now then, plate mail metal. This is not one of the ones that set me free. This is one of the ones I bought. This is just like a gunmetal colour. And we'll use this on the blades of the knife, or daggers, whatever you want to call it. And also there's some bands on the cane that we'll use it on as well. One at the bottom of the snake there, and one at the bottom of the skull. Use them on there as well. I don't think there's anywhere else that we'll use them. Apart from the base later on. Evil Chrome, another one from the colour set. We don't want much of this, but it came out in a bit of a rush. So unfortunately we have to deal with it. That's all we needed for that. So there we are, that's how it's looking. We've let it dry, give it another varnish, and we're bringing out the wet palette because now we're going to start on the skin. Amber skin to start off with, and then the extreme highlights will come from opal skin. So at the moment it's just the speed paint that's on it, but as you can see now, as we apply this, you'll see the depth created by the speed paint that's being emphasised now by this paint going over the top of it and just showing the more recessed areas up as being darker. I do like these speed paints. Quite versatile. I still have to try and have a proper do at making them blend as they reactivate. Now I've mixed both the amber and the opal skin together to make a much lighter colour. This is going over again all of the areas that we've just painted, but leaving some of the amber skin colour showing. And we'll let that dry now. I'm going to matte black. We will be going back later on to the skin to do the extreme highlight with the opal skin. But for the moment, we'll just take a break and let it dry. So, a few areas, a couple of areas for the matte black. I just want this holster to look a lot more black than it actually is at the moment. And hopefully we might have it. Leather brown. Now, I wonder what this could be. Well, actually, it's to highlight the coat. All the black areas. And I've only just noticed there that we have some of the varnish that's not quite dried yet. Ah, well, never mind. Is it varnish? No, we didn't actually varnish the second part, did we? No, I didn't. Some of the speed paint's not dried, which I hadn't realised. I only varnished this once because I knew I wasn't coming back in with speed paint over the top of it again, so I didn't bother. So this we're just going over on the raised areas, and some of these larger flat areas I'm just going to put a touch there and possibly wipe off because I just want to make it look as though it's old, cracked, dried out leather. Back to skin. And this is where we do the opal skin, and this is on the very, very extreme raised areas. On his fingers we'll do the knuckles and anywhere that is kind of like going to have light hitting it. Again, we're not going over the previous layers, or fully anyway. We're just touching here and there just to give it that pale look that we need for House Delaque. And we're getting fairly near the end of the video. Not much to do now. Just pick out this snake on the holster and then we'll go into gemstone. And it's time to do the base. So this gemstone is what we use for most, if not, well, yeah, most of the recesses on the base. I've done all the bases this way, so if this is the first video you've seen from this series, then yeah, all the other videos that I've done from the different houses, the bases have been painted exactly the same. There's no difference. So we go from the bloodstone into the plate mail metal for the raised areas. And is it bloodstone? Oh, I don't know, I can't remember. The names of these paints are getting beyond me now. And then we'll go into technical paints, which is typhus corrosion. And this is to show rotting or corroded metal. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a like. And if you've found it useful, then please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss any future videos of this series or others. If you'd like to help financially, there's two ways to do it. You could become a patron. And the other way of helping financially is just by buying me a coffee. You can do that as a regular thing over the months or just like one-off here and there. So that's what we have so far. Next, we're going to be adding riser rust onto the typhus corrosion. And we'll do this in normal speed because I want you to see how this goes on. It goes really, really nice. I don't want to speed too much up here so you miss something. It looks like it's corroded metal, it's rusty and it's nasty underneath. I do like these two paired together. Right, so I've done all the others in this particular box and you'll see the video, or you see the photographs at the end of this video. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, I hope you found it useful. Until next time, as always, stay safe and take care, God bless, and bye for now.